I'm here with Tasty Tony. The one and only Anthony Anderson.
Wow. Okay. That was
That's
a good
how
one.
you used to start your act way, way back.
I will say I used that name one time and I was booed off stage. And
You were booed off stage?
I never used it again.
What TV dad influenced your dad character on Blackish the most?
James Evans from Good Times. John Amos.
Your first show that you did, John Amos was on it.
Yeah. All About the Andersons, a show I created loosely based on my life as well. And I only had one name on the list as my father, and it was John Amos.
What would have been the most fun year to be a TV sitcom dad?
The most fun year?
Yeah, if you could pick any year since 1970, when would you have wanted to be a TV sitcom dad?
When would I want to be a...
Because I'm going with 1975.
75?
Yeah.
Why? Why 75?
I thought Good Times was a really important show because
yeah.
it was a window into this whole world that I know. I was this little white kid growing up in Boston.
I'm going to say in the mid to late 80s.
Post Cosby, like Cosby Fumes.
No.
Well, Cosby's still there, but like...
Cosby's still there. I'll say then because that's when syndication was at an all-time high.
You've done 2 very special episodes on Blackish. Because we grew up in the era of the very special episode. Yours were more well done. Our era was like Family Ties. Tom Hanks is the drunk uncle stealing from the bottles.
Yes, we did. Okay. What
is your favorite? What's your favorite very special episode?
Special episode that sticks out of mind when Muhammad Ali was on Different Strokes.
Oh, that was
and Arnold was faking sick to get Muhammad Ali to come in and sign an autographed picture. Oh, and there was another very special episode on
There's a lot of them.
On Different Strokes when Dudley got touched by another man.
That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Not because he got touched by another man.
Okay, I was about to say, whoa.
It was the guy from WKRP.
Yes.
Owned the bike shop.
Yes.
And he got Dudley and Arnold to come over, and it was like the most scared it literally taught me about to be careful of strangers.
Oh, yeah, no, me too.
Yeah,
it
was very
we
important.
can laugh and joke about it now, but
No,
seriously,
that was a super important one.
It was.
Are you really having a baby on Blackish? Because it's the sitcom Kiss of Death.
Well, I don't think so. Well, we left off the season 2 at the end of season 2 with my wife pregnant.
Right.
Yeah, so I think we have to go through with it now.
But the history of babies on sitcoms, it's checkered.
Is it?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit?
Growing Pains had one that ruined Growing Pains.
We're here to change that.
Okay, change that.
Yeah,
I like this.
We're going to
It's
change
like Kevin Durant going to Golden State.
There you go. We're here to change it, baby.
Why hasn't your childhood idol Charles Barkley been on Blackish yet?
Because Charles can't act. That's it. Charles
Can you
can't
just
act.
have him like eat?
Charles can barely read, man.
Why wouldn't you have him on?
Yeah, no, I haven't thought about it. And he loves the show. He loves the show.
Of course he does. It's a great show.
That could be the kiss of death to the show.
Charles Barkley.
Having Charles Barkley on. That could be the kiss of death. So I'm going to have to wait until we get 122 episodes in.
You played golf with Donald Trump, and you've already talked about the cheating part of it. What was the funniest thing he said when you played golf with him? Did he have one funny moment?
One funny moment that he had when he bought his course out in Bedminster. He was like, Anthony, you want to know how I made $100 million when I bought this course? I was like, how, Donald? How did you make $100 million when you bought this course? I didn't build $10 million homes on it. I was like, okay, if that's how you want to look at it, that's how you want to look at it. That's how he saved $100 million by not building $10 million homes on it.
Okay.
Okay. See? Funny, right?
You're big on the celebrity basketball circuit.
Yes.
Who's the LeBron of celebrity ballers?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to call him the LeBron of celebrity ballers, but Brian McKnight.
It's like the Paul George.
Got game.
He's got game?
He's got game.
I coached a celebrity game against Jalen, I think in 2013 or 14.
Right.
And Kevin Hart single-handedly lost the game for me.
Well,
he had a quadruple double, and it was just turnovers, fouls.
Yeah, I bet it was. Well, he's 4'10".
I've forgiven him for
He
it.
showed it in Muggsy Bogues.
He thought he was like Isaiah Thomas circa 1989, and it was a problem for my offense. And I couldn't take him out because he was too famous. You got nominated for an Emmy last year.
Yes.
Can you reenact your I just lost the Emmy, but I know the camera is on me. Clap. Those are tough, right?
Motherfucker. Again. Yeah, they are tough. They are tough.
Who is the most blackish team in the NBA? I don't know what that means.
Golden State.
Okay.
Yeah, because, you know, they're all light-skinned up there. Except for
I'm
Draymond.
staying out of this.
Except for Draymond. Draymond's like a walking shadow. Draymond, I love you, dog.
At what point did you feel like you made it?
When I was cast in The Departed.
You got killed.
I did. But a lot of white guys.
Spoiler alert.
A lot of white guys died before I did. That's when you know you made it. When you make it to the end of a Scorsese movie as the black dude, and Leonardo DiCaprio dies before you.
Right.
That's when you know you made it.
You outlasted him by 8 seconds.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
You worked with Damon and DiCaprio in The Departed.
Mm-hmm.
In our promos, I said that every DiCaprio movie would be slightly better as a Damon movie.
Yes.
So now you have to pick Damon or DiCaprio.
Oh, wow.
I'm biased because Damon's a Boston dude.
Yeah.
I do love Matt Damon, though.
Yeah.
You don't have to pick if it's uncomfortable.
I'm a fan of them both, but
Okay.
I'm going to go with Matt.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
I needed more people in my Damon quarter.
Yeah.
True or false, you were the only black guy in The Departed?
True.
I think you were.
I was.
It's on all the time.
Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
I've only used 2 black actors in his movies.
Who's the other one?
Sam Jackson.
Seriously?
Yes.
He's only used 2?
That's what they tell me. As leads. Leads or co-leads, yeah.
Your weirdest, funniest, or craziest Eddie Murphy story?
Eddie Murphy did not talk to me for 31 days when we shot the movie Life.
How many days did you shoot it for?
3 months.
So day 32.
The first 31 days, Eddie did not speak to me.
And then what happened?
He was reaching over me to speak to somebody, and I grabbed his hand and pulled him down to me and said, "Hey, Eddie, how you doing today?" And he said, "Oh, hey, Cookie, how are you?" Never called me by my name. Always called me Cookie. "Hey, Cookie, how are you?"
He called you by your character's name?
Yeah.
The whole 3 months?
Yeah, the whole 3 months. But then he's a big fart guy. So there's a scene where my character Cookie farts in the movie. So I was farting on cue when I was supposed to. And, you know, Eddie Murphy said, "Hey, man, are you really over there farting for real?" And I was like, "Yeah, they told me I was co-starring in the movie with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. I had to bring some talent." And that's how we became
farting
cool.
brought you and
Farting
most
brought
famous
Eddie Murphy
comedians
and
ever
I
together. Okay.
together on the set.
Have comedy audiences become too sensitive?
I'm not going to say comedy audiences have become.
I meant like more stand-up audience.
People have become more sensitive to the things that comics say on stage. And with the advent of, you know, having cell phones, camera phones, and all that, you know, they record this and put it on the internet as soon as someone says it, and, you know.
And you can't try out material the same way.
That's the problem. You can't work out your material on stage because, you know, as you're trying to do it, people are filming it and putting it out, and then everybody has an opinion on what you say, and I think it's unfair because, you know, we should have the ability as artists to be able to speak our mind and say what we want from the stage.
How close was Kimmel's Uncle Frank to becoming your stepdad?
You should ask Kimmel how close was my mama to becoming his auntie. Uncle Frank and my mother went on a few dates.
It's one of the craziest stories of the whole Jimmy Kimmel Live experience.
And they
multiple dates.
They kept in contact up until he passed away. Yeah, he was definitely a friend of ours, and we are a friend of theirs. Yeah.
Where do you rank on the list of famous people out of Compton?
I'm up there.
You're up there, like.
I'm up there.
5 levels. Level 1 being the highest. Are you level 1, level 2?
I'm going to go with level 1. You know, you got Tayshaun Prince, you got Dr. Dre, you got everybody you got Ice Cube, you got everybody from NWA.
Because they moved in.
Yeah, you got Venus and Serena. I used to see them practice tennis when I would walk by the park back in the day, and look at them now.
Did you ever like think about taking a crack at Serena or no? Tiny bit.
Now I do. Yep. Now I'm not gonna lie.
That's a good one to end on. Speed round with Anthony Anderson. Thank you.
Hey, it wasn't so speedy.